Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. We're going to do a quick little update. We've met our technical target. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we have our previous fib from the last update, and we had the 1.618 target sitting at $6.42 roughly. We've wicked below that, so this was a perfect entry for anyone looking to buy Moonriver. Obviously, we lost our March 2023 low, which was quite negative. So locally speaking, we're starting a downtrend here. This is not looking good because you have a high, you have a lower high, you have a low, and you have a lower low. So what's important right now is for us to hold this low. So if we drop below the December 2022 low, then it is safe to assume that we're going to be continuing down from that low, and we can bring out another fib retracement to see what the potential target is going to be. So our minimal target is going to be at $5.11 if that is going to happen, if we are indeed going to lose this 2022 December low. However, as of right now, we haven't done that, so we can't speculate too much. However, if it will happen, you are advised, you have your $5.11 support. So what you could do, you could set up some buy limit orders along the way, just slightly above that support level. Now that's the minimal target. Your actual technical target would be the 1.618 here at $4.08. Now I think that would be quite a retracement, so to speak, 38% to the downside. Of course, if Bitcoin has a flash crash, altcoins will drop massively and very quickly. But yeah, still that would be a pretty strong correction. Bitcoin has to do something crazy for us to have a 40% pullback on Moonriver. Since this high in February, we've already come back down 46%. So going back down to that $4 area is going to be a 65% pullback from the February high. That is quite a lot, I'm not going to lie. So I really am hoping that we're going to hold this low and that we're going to see a bounce from there. Now, long-term speaking, this September/August, we are going to be targeting this resistance level here at around about $17.30. That is going to be our 0.382 level. Now, of course, you can see that we have the August 2022 high here, and I really want to break above that, to be honest with you. It would be great breaking above that and solidifying above that level. However, I don't want to be too bullish. I want to stay conservative. So from where we are right now, that would be a 164% to the upside. Like I said, this is a low cap gem, and like I keep saying, so anything is possible. We could even see a very strong impulsive move to $24. That would be our next major target. And of course, this August high is going to be a major resistance level as well at $20.83. So you can target all of these levels in the next quarter of 2023. Personally, I'm simply staking. I'm holding my Moonriver long term. I would start taking profits above $100. If I was to say right now, but $200 and $300 are definitely targets we're going to be looking at down the line, and hopefully that's where we will end up at the next bull market. But that is not happening, in the next month or so. So we don't really have to talk about that. But obviously, a lot of people want to know what are the long-term predictions. So I would say $200 and $300 are good targets, simply for the fact that the circulating supply has increased so much. So these prices here at $600, $500 are a bit unrealistic unless we see massive demand and unless we see a lot of amazing projects being tested on the Moonriver network before being shifted to the Moonbeam network. So Just keep that in mind when you're having or setting your long-term targets. I would say this resistance block between $237 and $171 is a massive resistance level for us. So we might just retest that in the next bull market and see a pullback from there. From where we are right now, that is going to be around about 3,500% to the upside. Obviously, we can do a bit more than that, but I would say to be conservative, that's what I would be targeting. So that is regarding the long-term pricing. We do have the short-term support levels below us. I would say right now is an amazing opportunity to enter Moonriver. You can also set up some buy limit orders around this low, so just above $6, so $6.06, $6.07 if you want to do that, of course. Averaging in right now would be also smart in my opinion. I personally did average into Moonriver at this area here. My patrons were advised immediately. I've actually bought 12 different cryptocurrencies, averaged into 12 different cryptocurrencies, and all of that is on my Patreon along with my exclusive podcasts. I recently did a podcast alongside Crypto Archie, so you can check that out on my Patreon. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI here, as you can see, we are in the oversold. So this is a very good area to be dollar cost averaging into Moonriver, because every single time we were there, we saw a pullback. As you can see, pullback. A pullback. What I mean by pullback is a retracement, not a pullback. So this was the pullback and a retracement out of the oversold. Typically happens very soon after we enter the oversold. So as you can see, we stayed here for a few days and then we started pumping. So right now, I would say it's a good area to enter. Don't go all in, obviously, especially into a lower cap altcoin like Moonriver. Of course, you can also target 18.6 on the RSI on the daily, because we've seen bounces 2 times actually in 2022 off of that level, so we could potentially come back for a third one. Now also you can see that we have broken below the red support trend line, and I was hoping we were going to see a bounce from there. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and we're pulling back down, so you can start targeting some of these lows here for entries. You may see a bounce from either one of those levels and a retracement back to the red resistance trend line now, and a pullback from there. So a back test of resistance potentially could be on the horizon in the next few weeks or even in the next few days. But yeah, I'm holding long term, so I'm not too worried about what's happening short term. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. Taking a look at the weekly chart, as you can see, we are pulling back down to this local low at $6.36 on the weekly chart, and potentially with our next impulsive move to the upside, we could be looking at a retracement all the way back. Let me get that. All the way back here to the resistance trend line. So the red resistance trend line has been keeping us down ever since May of 2022. We've had one bounce there. We've had a bounce in August, same year. We've had a bounce in February. We had a wick above that in April, and now we're pulling back down. So maybe the next time we start breaking out, maybe the next time we attack the trend line, we actually manage to break out, and then we're going to run into that same resistance block once again. We've been running into it actually for a few times right now. So we had a little back test of resistance here in October, in November, in December, in February, and of course here in April with that wick. So we do want to break above that hopefully by the end of this year and manage to to stay above that level and turn this block into support, just the way it was a support block all the way back here in July of 2022 and in September of 2022. Obviously we lost that with the Terra Luna scam. Or was that the Terra Luna scam, or was that was the pullback with the FTX scam in October/November? And from there we printed our bear market low. For now, that's our bear market low. We can definitely see a move below that at this point. As you can see, you're very close to that. Of course, a double bottom is also possible here. So a double bottom pattern would be ideal, to be honest with you. But obviously, we can't assume bullish things are going to be happening on an everyday basis. So a double a double bottom pattern here with a potential breakout target at around about $15 is something that is possible. So if you're looking for a swing trade, that would be a very nice 130% profit trade. So yeah, that is something that you could be looking at. Obviously, the neckline has to be broken first before we can actually start targeting $15. So you have to retrace from there and get and break above the neckline for us to start targeting the double bottom target. That's the way it works, but I'll just leave the trend line in for now, just in case, and we'll have the price tag in there. So around about $15 is going to be our technical target if this double bottom holds. Obviously, if we start going lower than this low, if we lose this low, then the double bottom pattern is invalidated, because for a double bottom pattern to be valid, we need the second low to be on the same level or slightly higher. So in this case, if we see a pullback, if we see a retracement from this point right now, that would be a perfect double bottom pattern. However, if we start pulling back down and we start opening candles below the previous low, then that is a negative sign, definitely a negative sign, and I would not really like to see that. So hopefully we can avoid that. You know, obviously we can't speculate, we can't say what's going to be happening, we can only react, and that's what I'm here trying to help you do, is react to the markets. So right now our reaction is dollar cost averaging, right? But we always leave some money on the sidelines in case we see a stronger pullback, because if you're bullish on a project, the price really doesn't matter as long as you're buying it, you know, in the bear market. So if it goes lower, don't be scared. That doesn't mean that the project is a scam instantly. Technically, that would mean that, you know, we're losing this low, and that's not a very good sign, because we might just run into that same level as resistance, and we're gonna get sent even lower. So that's the only problem with that. But you can see that we're very, very close to this apex. So potentially there is a slight chance of us breaking to the upside here come July. So let's see how that plays out. Like I said, I'm expecting a bullish move to the upside by September, August with a bull trap. Now moving over to the weekly RSI, we are in this support block as of right now between 37 and 35.6 on the RSI, and we've held that level as support a few times before, once in June 2022, once in September same year, and once in October. And right now we saw a break out above that, and we're coming back down to retest it as support. So technically this is a very good entry point based on the weekly RSI. The stochastic is in the oversold as well, so there we go, another indicator telling you that it's a good buying spot right now. So if you're bullish on the project, this is definitely a spot where you want to be entering, because if you were buying Moonriver at these all-time high prices, this is definitely where you want to be averaging in, and, you know, getting that average price down as much as possible before we kick off the bull market next year. So thank you all for watching this video. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know. I'm gonna see you in the next update. Take care.